Peace, peace, family. Welcome to this very short masterclass over bandwidth synergy. This is the art and science of building discipline. This is going to be what I like to call your orientation, your introductory lecture, so to speak. And what we're going to be embarking on is an 8-week adventure to learn what you weren't taught and need to achieve fulfillment and success. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. How does this sound? Massive impact, massive success, deep fulfillment, and helping people all at the same time. And there's just one thing. And if you could master this, your world would change. Discipline. More specifically, consistent discipline. But how do you stay disciplined when you have several interests? You're not sure what to focus on first. Every time you turn around, there's another decision to be made. And to top it all off, there doesn't seem like enough time in the day. Now, does that sound like anybody here? If it is, stay on the page, keep listening. I promise you, we will get to the roots of this scenario. But a question first. Isn't it strange that it seems like our society is going through this exact same problem, each and every person? Isn't it bizarre? Does anybody notice it? Your friends, your family, your coworkers, your strangers, everybody online, they're always saying the same thing. There's not enough time in a day. They're burnt out. They're overwhelmed. They have all these talents. It's weird, right? I like to call this chronic self sabotage. The word chronic comes from the Latin term chronos, which means time. So this is a long term thing over self sabotage. There is a gross overestimation when it comes to transforming your life. How do you get from this place of overwhelm, confusion, and limited time to living in purpose, clarity, creating more impact, and being wildly successful? Let's talk about an example real fast. I like to call it the flat cake. If you're baking a cake and you forget an ingredient, the cake doesn't turn out so well, right? Would you keep on forgetting the ingredient? Of course not. You add in what was missing. Now, surprise, surprise, there is a hidden and largely unspoken about consideration when it comes to discipline and ultimately success. Peace, everybody. My name is Brother 𝐘𝐨𝐿, a leader developer and success management coach with over half a decade of experience. And I like to share the principle that may cause a sudden and monumental shift in your approach to success and fulfillment as a whole. So, what is the principle? The principle is the core of the 𝐈𝐧𝐯𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐭𝐢𝐨 Academy. And I want to just stop here for just a moment and really show you all and present this idea of the 𝐈𝐴 Academy. It is a brainchild that I have been working on consciously and unconsciously for the last 4 years. This is going to really lay the foundation and give us a very solid foundation on what we can build on as we progress in our lives, as we progress in our spiritual, physical, and mental cultivation journey. The 𝐈𝐴 Academy is all about defining things for yourself. I personally believe that most people are not successful for the simple fact is that they've never defined what success is in their lives. Instead, what they've done is they've adopted what somebody else has told them what success is, and they've adopted the strategy that somebody else has told them they should get to get the success that they want. Where does that leave us? Well, it leads to a generation and multiple generations in a society full of unfulfilled, dissatisfied, confused, and otherwise dysfunctional beings. And now I know the word dysfunction may seem a little strong. but it's not. Because what is dysfunction? Dysfunction is misuse of your function. In other words, it is abuse of your existence. Now, if I ask most people, why are you here? Most don't know, or they're in the perpetual state of, I'm figuring that out. Now, it's interesting because this idea of figuring out your purpose has perpetuated in generation after generation after generation. It is a shame that so many are living beneath their capabilities. And that's what the 𝐈𝐧𝐯𝐢𝐭𝐚𝐭𝐢𝐨 Academy is all about. It's about restructuring the way that you go about life. It's about restructuring your mind and realizing the power that is within your mind, and also giving you what I like to call success systems or success structures. And this principle that we're going to talk about is at the very core of the 𝐈 Academy. I find that many people are underperforming because they continually compare their step one to somebody else's step 100. And if you live your life like this, you will find yourself continually burnt out, confused, and underperforming, and honestly not giving yourself compassion and grace. I think it's Einstein who said it. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll live its whole life thinking it's a failure. And strangely enough, that is the paradigm that we find ourselves in this situation, in this society. That's a little bit about the 𝐈 Academy, and we will discuss that a little bit at the end of this presentation. So, a question for you before we talk about the principle. What if you knew you were supposed to be a superhero? Hmm. What if you knew how to become a superhero? Well, this is the reason why you need this principle. You're being invited to embark on your life's purpose, even if you have no clue right now what it is, and commune with the divine essence within you. I want to highlight this divine essence. It is what we will call the spark of life, the God gene. It is why you are here. It's why you are animated or manifested in this physical plane of existence. This academy, this course, this class is going to take a deep dive and a deep understanding on what it means to exist, what it means to live, what this world is all about. I do want to give you this disclaimer. This is not spookism, hocus pocus, or this romantic journey that everybody talks about. It's a task and it's a challenge. It is ultimately your responsibility, and it will take every ounce of your will and fight to accomplish it. Yes, you have to put in an extreme amount of effort, and I promise you, though, it will be worth it. It is a labor, but labor can be made pleasurable. As the saying goes, the last thing to grow on a tree is the fruit. So I want you to imagine now how you're going to feel when your confidence matches your competence. Imagine how it's going to feel when you have a clear and a detailed roadmap for yourself. You have support you can count on and trust. You have consistent, positive self talk. Imagine how it will feel when you realize your life purpose. It felt good, right? Now, feel how much lighter you'll be when you let go of doubt, confusion, unrealistic expectations, disappointment, fear, and what I like to call the big kahuna, the mafia boss, self-sabotage, right? So what is this principle that has all these effects? This is the principle. It's called bandwidth synergy. Bandwidth is internal awareness of your energetic capabilities, or your ability to both manage and utilize your focus and attention. And I'm going to add on this a little bit. It's the ability to utilize, focus your attention on your desired aims. Now, whether or not you are clear about your aims and your goals does not matter. You will always utilize your focus and attention. It's just a matter of if it's what you want or if it's something that you do not want. Now, that's bandwidth. Bandwidth synergy is a state of balance where your aims and bandwidth are in alignment. This is the modern cure and the internal remedy for self-sabotage and overwhelm. So if you got to pause the video right now, really understand these two definitions. This is at the core of the 𝐸 Academy. This is at the core of my philosophy. This is, like I'm saying, the modern cure and the internal remedy for self-sabotage and overwhelm. I think everything boils down to a degree of self-sabotage. Okay? And so the academy helps with this? Yes. In the academy, you're going to learn more than these four things, but these are the main four. How to measure your bandwidth. If you don't know what your bandwidth is, if you don't know how to calculate it, you're always going to feel like you're losing. You're always going to, again, overestimate your capabilities. And that is, again, a remedy for burnout, failure, confusion, and doubt. That's how you lower your confidence, not understanding how to measure your bandwidth or what your bandwidth is. You're going to learn the 8 aspects of the bandwidth synergy principle. It is a square, and then we rotate the square very slightly, and so we almost have an 8-pointed star. These 8 aspects make up the bandwidth synergy principle, and they also make for developing what I like to call your leadership potential. Everybody is a leader no matter where you are in life, whether you're leading a team, a business, a family, or yourself. You are a leader and you have to cultivate this potential. You have to cultivate that essence within you. If you wish to reach higher levels of life, higher fulfillment, higher satisfaction, higher achievement, if you wish to really use this existence to its epoch, you must develop bandwidth synergy and you must develop your leadership principle potential. You'll also get frameworks for success. Remember, you never defined success. Somebody else did for you. Now, what happens when you define success? There has to be a formula. There has to be a roadmap. There has to be some kind of structure or system to achieve it. And you're going to get that. And the academy really helps with this last point. And it sounds very simple, but it helps you really discover who you really are. We're gonna peel back layers of the crap and the gunk that has been placed on top of you. See, most I will say most classes, most courses, even coaching, a lot of people talk about the things that you need to add into your life. I'm on a more minimalistic approach where I believe that there are things that you just simply need to take away, and by default, you will have more success, more fulfillment, and a deeply enjoyable experience in life. So the question is, are you fed up yet? If you're tired of going to bed not feeling accomplished, battling your brain all throughout the day, confusion on what to focus on, and not knowing what to do with your potential, then keep reading or listening. This is why you need the 𝐸 Academy. We're going to escape the inconsistency, the well meaning but poorly executed intentions, and yes, family, we can mean well, but if we don't do well, it's for naught. The analysis paralysis keeping us stuck in the perceived time limitations. This is the key part here, family. It is the perception that will dictate the reality that you experience. But that does not always mean that your perception is correct. Oftentimes, people say, I don't have enough time in the day, but I have a question for you. And this is something that we actually discover, we go over in the course, but it's this. How many hours are in a week? If you did get the answer right then and there, if you didn't already know it, I can guarantee you that somewhere along the line, you're losing time somewhere because you don't know how much you actually have. And what you measure grows, and what you do not measure gets wasted. Okay? This is why you need the I Define Academy. Nobody taught you what quote unquote adulting is all about. Nobody taught you the frameworks for success. Nobody taught you how to define success on your terms. Nobody taught you how to manage your expectations of not only people, your goals, but of yourself. Nobody taught you how to cultivate yourself. They taught you to get a job and work. And I'm all for working, but the question is, work on what? I have a saying, a quote of mine. It's one of my favorite quotes, and it's this: don't fear failure, fear succeeding at things that don't matter. Your complete success toolkit is ready to be claimed. You can achieve bandwidth synergy. It's an 8-week adventure to learn what you weren't taught and need to achieve fulfillment and success. So your first step to apply for cohort 1 and achieve bandwidth synergy is you need to book a discovery call. You're going to get all your questions answered, and I'm going to see if you qualify for the first cohort. Classes begin March 20th, and registration will stay open until April 3rd or until seats are filled. There are limited spots. I do have some pretty strict qualification criteria. I'm not for fence sitters. You're either in or you're out. There isn't this, but maybe so and so. No, we're going to make a decision. We're going to be clear about a decision, and we're going to act upon a decision that we made. If you don't want to do this, do not apply, because I will require you to put in effort. I will require you to put in work. I will require you to get uncomfortable and stretch. You have to stretch. You have to expand. That's why we're here. So for those that are ready to conquer their fears and embark on the greatest journey of their life, and I do mean the greatest journey of your life, schedule your discovery call now. You can hit the link or the button below this video. With that being said, family, thank you for taking the time to tune in today. I hope you enjoyed lesson 1. Recap, bandwidth synergy. Go back, review that. That is the key to success. I call it the unknown principle. All right, family. This is Brother 𝐘𝐨𝐮𝐫 signing out. Talk soon. Peace.